Alright guys, hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to make a quick video of the Quadlock phone case and holder for your bike, motorcycle, if you're doing some adventure bike riding and you want some way to hold your phone really sturdy and you don't really know what to use, this is great. So a few months ago, I was getting into riding a lot. I've always rode for 20 years, but I was doing some long rides after getting a dual purpose bike, and I didn't know what phone holder I wanted, you know, and I knew about RAM mount, and I had kind of maybe heard about Quadlock, but not really. I didn't know what it was, and I'm not paid by these guys or anything, but I've used it. I've got 3,000 miles or so logged with my Quadlock on my other bikes, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I really love it. I think it's great. And if you want, what we'll do, we'll put it together here quick. We'll stick it on the little CT125. In some of my previous videos, you guys may have seen, if you've seen the other videos, you've seen this little crossbar, aftermarket crossbar mount. It's made by Motor Wolf. Really cool piece. Tons of real estate up here to mount to. And if you're wondering what this is old school GPS. This is a roll chart for old enduro riders. So if you lose all electronics, you can still get home turn by turn. Really cool. A lot of old timers use that. So anyway, let's get right into it, guys. Don't want to bore you with a super long video. I just wanted you to know about this if you hadn't ever seen it, because I sure didn't know what it was not too long ago. So again, Quadlock. It's made in Australia. Super rigid, super nice built piece. Motorcycle handlebar mount is what we're going to look at today for this specific video. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about these pieces, what they do, and then we'll put it together. It's super simple, nothing to it. Might look a little, you know, intimidating, but it's not. So I see this a lot on bikes before I knew what it was. Like, what is that blue thing that, you know, that's on all these bikes? What is that? Turns out it's an awesome phone holder. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All these here, I'll just tell you a little quickly about it. These here are for different size handlebars. This one right here is usually the one you're going to go with. 7/8 is mostly the most famous motorcycle handlebar size. This is going to go on the bar wherever you want to put the mount. This is going to go around it. This is going to mount to that. And then your phone actually comes with a cool case. So when you order it, you'll go straight to the website and it'll tell, and you know, what do you have? iPhone 11, you know, Galaxy Note 10, whatever. And it's a really nice, rigid case, cut out perfectly for all your buttons. Everything's super nice. Rolls a pretty nice rolled lip on the front so you don't damage the glass. Good case. Nothing wrong with the case. Actually, it was really nicer than the one that I used to have on the phone. So now, if you have an iPhone, they just came out with a bulletin that says bicycle mounts, vibrations, or anything may harm the stabilization of the camera. I just read this, and I'd heard this before from other adventure bike riders. So if that's the case, Quadlock makes this motorcycle vibration damper. Super cool. Here it is. So it's going to go onto the mount before the actual lock does, and it'll let the phone float on these rubber pieces here to where you won't get to anywhere near the amount of vibration that you got. So all right, so Quadlock actually was nice enough to put some Loctite on these screws. You can go and add some more if you need to. If you think you want another little drop, I would use blue because it'll come apart if you ever want to take it off and put it on another bike. But they were nice enough to put some dried Loctite on there, and when you screw it together, it'll activate it. All right, so here we go. So it comes with a nice wrench to use, a little Allen wrench. Every Allen screw on this entire unit here is the same size. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Quadlock's going to come together, fasten together with this in the way of this. I went ahead and loosened this to shorten the video up a little bit, but we'll move this out of the way, take our wrench, and take this screw completely out, get it out of our way, And I'm not sure they all do this, but it's going to come with, I think, this size. This is going to be the size that you're going to want for this bike. Now, here's a cool trick. This will go on the handlebar anywhere you want it to, at any position. Here, here. I've found that if you'll put this split part of this rubber, plastic, whatever, right where this mounts together, it's going to hold this Quadlock a lot tighter and better. So, just a little bit nicer fit when you do it that way. Alright, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put this on the bike, and then I'll show you the rest of it as we go. So we don't have to make the video so long. Alright, so again, we're going to put it right here on this little piece of real estate. You put it anywhere you want. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mount the handlebar mount this way, because I'm going to let the other part point this way, and that way, if I want to take it off and put it on another bike, I don't have to loosen this ever again. I can just leave it there unless you need to reposition it. So, saying that, we're going to put this, like I said, put this groove, put that around, and you can mount that literally anywhere on the bike, over here, it doesn't matter. Alright, so you see that crack there. Hope you guys can see that. I'll zoom in for you there. So put that to where your actual mount is gonna end up, where you're gonna put the screw at. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's in that area, I've just found that fits better. Alright, so then we're gonna put the screw in there. We already got the Loctite on it. Loctite's important on a single cylinder bike, guys. They're gonna vibrate. You're gonna want some kind of, you don't want a $1,000 cell phone and having to backtrack on the trail and find it. So let's leave that semi-loose. I got that started in there real nice and neat. Now, here's what I like to do. You guys can do it any way you want. I like to try to keep the phone angle the same as my Speedo. Maybe that's being dumb, but that's just kind of how I like to do it. And that's why I have this kind of at the angle it is. And I think I might have knocked it with something and got it off a little bit. All right, so we got that part mounted. Next is going to be the actual leg that the arm that holds the Quadlock head portion. All right, and then got some Loctite on this screw. Now, this thing is splined so that it can go and lock anywhere you want it. Straight over for any different bike, any different combo. You can put it down here, up here. We're going to point it straight ahead for this particular bike. Just does a little better job, neater. And let's go ahead and screw this down tight. I was going to film this with my cell phone today, but I was like, well, there's no way I can show the case if I do that without taking it off. So I thought this would be the... All right, so let's snug this up pretty good. Now, you can leave this one loose for last, because once we get the phone mounted on there, then we'll know where we want that. Now, there's a screw down in here already from the factory with some Loctite on it. Like I said, if you want to add a little more blue, and you're just going to insert this right in there and turn that. Now, you can mount this any way you want, off to the side. I personally, on my other bikes, just have this pointing forward. I don't know that that matters at all, makes any difference whatsoever, but sometimes I like to just try to line things up and make it fit nice. Alright, so let's snug this one up. Again, this is your vibration mount. And I would give this pretty good little snug, guys, because you don't want that coming off, like I said. Alright, now, here's the main ingredient part. The actual Quadlock. This is going to lock into the back of the phone. I'll show you in a minute. And this is just the release for it. This won't let it come off. And I'm telling you guys, tons of rough roads. This little CT is pretty rough on rocks. Jars you around a little bit. And I've never had that come off one time, or even dream of coming off. So, now, before I get ahead of myself, let me show you guys. This is total preference. You can put this anywhere you want. If you want it up here at an angle. But if you want your phone to sit, you know, straight where you can see it, these need to be in line like this. So just keep that in mind. Now, you can mount it like this too, but this is going to be under your phone and be a little hard to release. So I always like to mount it like this, and that's the way you really can, but you can put it either way. over to the left, over to the right, depending on. So on a bike, for me, to lock it on and off, I use my left hand, and I do my navigation with my left hand. So you don't. This is completely out of the way, and like I said, the only time you use that's when you're gonna unlock it from the phone. So, all right. So let's snug that up. And once I get that snugged up, you guys will be able to see about the damper as well. All right, I don't think that's going anywhere. Now, if you look closely, you can see that the actual quad lock that locks to the phone is going to be just floating on those rubber pads there. So there's little rubber pads like I showed you before, and it's just going to be floating. So nothing to it. All right, that is absolutely all there is to it, guys. Nothing to it whatsoever. And now, here's the cool part. On and off, simplest thing ever. If you look here, you want to line this up with one of these, so it's going to be a 45-degree angle. And all you do is push it. Well, let me tighten that up. Sorry about that. All right, so let's lock that down where that's going to be at the same angle as the speedo head. Go ahead and tighten this up. That way, you're done. Good and snug on that. Not terribly snug because that's just on rubber and it's going to grip it and not really go anywhere. So I'm just going to snug it up good where it doesn't move. And like I said, you keep this up, then you can unscrew this one and change it out and put it on any bike you want. I actually have a little Suzuki Samurai that has a grab bar in the passenger side, and I can mount one to that as well. Pretty neat. Super easy to change it over to another vehicle as well. So, okay. So, like I said, you're just going to turn that 45 degrees. That's all there is to it. Bang, it's on there. I believe you could probably pick the motorcycle up with this with this mount. That's how good it is. And if you want to release it, you're just going to push this blue thing, turn it 45 degrees. All there is to it. Super easy. Best tool out there to hold a cell phone, I think. Now, you'll find when they're brand new, you kind of have to push down on it a little bit harder than you would maybe, you know, when it gets wore in, because this is pretty stout and springy, and it makes it a little tiny bit more awkward with the vibration mount. But you know, you don't want to destroy your camera. It's just something you don't want to do. Your camera's, you know, valuable to you, and the phones are a ton of money, so I think it's worth. I think that thing's like 18 bucks for the vibration mount, and to me it was just added, you know, caution to not tear your camera up. So in my other video, I have a charging port that I showed how to install, and we can just keep that plugged in. I love to run GPS. It helps me find all kind of needles in haystacks on off-road. Now, I personally use Gaia GPS, and I might do a video on that if you guys are interested. Kind of all you really need is the sky and download the maps before you leave, and you don't need service. So that works out really good. But anyway, that's all there is to it, guys. Easy, cut and dry installation. Anybody can do it if you know how to use an Allen wrench, which anybody does. A little bit of blue Loctite if you want some added comfort. And that's it. That's the Quadlock case, guys. That's a case. And so, before I go, I'll tell you, I'll put a link in the description for, you can get it straight from Quadlock right off of their factory site. The way it's going to work, you're going to select the motorcycle. In this particular video, you're going to select the motorcycle handlebar mount, okay? It's going to say moto, auto, sport, ski, all kind of different things. You're going to select moto. It's going to bring this mount up. Then it's going to ask you what phone you have, and you enter your phone, Galaxy Note 20, iPhone 11, whatever you have, and then it'll automatically put the case in the cart for you. And then after that happens, it's going to say, okay, do you want vibration dampener? Do you want, they actually make a little wireless charger that mounts in between here that you can stack up on here. Do you want a suction cup? Do you want this or that? So this, what we went over today, is what you need to ride into the sunset with your bike. You know, that's all you'll need. And it's just a good piece. Can't say enough good about it. I don't know much about RAM mounts. I know they're good too. I'm not paid by anybody. I just personally have used it, love it, don't know of anything else that I'll run from here on out. I've got 3 of them now, so it's gonna be a little pricey. You know, you're probably gonna have $80 to $100 in all this. I think I might be off on that, but I think I'm right. But it's gonna come in 3 days. You're never gonna have to buy another one. All there is to it, guys. All right, so I appreciate you stopping in, listening to what I had to say about the Quadlock, mounting it on a bike right quick for you guys, and appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. And listen, if you like what you see, leave me a comment. If you got a question, be glad to answer it down there. I usually try to read those. And think about maybe giving me a subscription there to the channel if you want to keep up with our content. We're going to try to come out with some... I've noticed that my installation videos do pretty good. People really like to know about that. I mean, that's what YouTube's about really anyway, so that's what we'll do. And we're going to do some adventure bike riding, and we're going to have some of that up there as well. If you want to watch it, fine. If not, no big deal. But we'll do some more servicing. I got a big surprise coming up soon, guys. You got to stay tuned. I'm still in shock from it. Can't believe it happened. You know, it's you guys will love it, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna work on that video soon. I almost got it put together, but don't miss it. It's gonna be great. It's something crazy happened, and it's kind of got to do with my birthday, so I'll tell you guys all about it. Coolest thing in the world. So, thanks for stopping in, guys. Appreciate you. Come back to see us.